Hey everybody, I am back. It's been a couple of weeks since I posted a video. I've been busy, been working on stuff. I have this journal to share with you, and when this video goes up, it'll be listed in my Etsy shop. And then I've been working on some other little golden book journals. It's probably going to be another week or so before I'm finished with those. I might give you a sneak peek. And another Bambi journal, and then I've got two customs that I'm working on. But I wanted to, I got inspired. Jessica Rapp sent me this whole big box of books, and we share stuff from time to time with quite often with each other. And this one happened to be in there, and I just got really inspired. And my mother used to take me as a child to the library, and we would go to story time, and the librarian there, Miss Evelyn, I won't ever forget that lady. But anyway, she used to tell stories, and this is one I just remember from childhood, and I love this book. It's a really cute little story, and I just had to make a journal. So anyway, as much as I'd love to keep it, I just can't. I've got Halloween stuff that I'm not even using now, so I made it and I put it in the shop, so it'll be available in my Etsy shop. But it's really, really neat. It's a good size. It is like 7 1/4 by 10 1/4, and you really could use it. And it's pretty chunky, but there's still room to grow, and you can take things out, and that's the beauty of these ring binders. You can take things out, you can add things in. You might even could make you two separate October dailies or Halloween journals or whatever you want to do with it. But I just thought it turned out really cute. I'm very happy with it. It's it's just really cool images and illustrations in here. And don't you just love this witch? I love the cover. So what I did was I took and I just added some little scraps of fabric, and then some ribbon that I had, and then some of this like tulle stuff. The only thing that might aggravate you, just a little disclaimer, is this little spider that I just have him tied on here for now, and you can change that if you want to change the way he's on here. But he kind of gets hung up in this tulle, so that might agitate you, so you might want to take the tulle off of there. I don't know, but to me, I just like the look of it, and I love this spider. The spider came in a swap that I got. Did a little Halloween swap a while back. Anyway, I think her name was Sheila, but the spider was on something else, but I took it off. I just thought it went really well with this. So, and then I just put some fabric, some check fabric, and some vintage rickrack down the edge on the front and on the back. And then the back is really cool too. You can tell this book was well loved and aged. The pages were in super great condition, but the cover had some wear on it for sure. So I added the book corners on it. But it has the Bewitching Blueberry Pancake recipe on the back. And this is a 1966 book, which was the year I was born. So along with that, I put some extra goodies in here for you. Okay, won't go through that, but that'll be your little surprise if you purchase this journal. So you open it up. Make sure I'm in frame. Coffee over here. Now there's 37 pages in here. That's either scrapbook paper, tea-dyed paper, cardstock, music paper, stuff like that. And then there are the book pages of the actual book. So I just didn't count the book pages, but they're all in here. And in the front, I made a pocket out of the flyleaf page, which is just this really nice. The book pages in this book are really pretty thick. I didn't put the whole reinforcers in here, but I will put some of those in with the journal. So if you want to add those, you can. Unless you really go snatching on it, this should hold up. But over time, you might want to do that. So I made this pocket out of the flyleaf page, and just a little cluster, and you could put a photo here, and then there's a tag in here. Okay, and then this tag just has some I think I put like a wrapping paper sort of on the back of this tag, so it's got some texture, but really good to write on. And this looks really cool if you use white, if you use like a white pen, a white gel pen. And then I just put some washi tape on the front of that tag. So you got a little tag there. It's in the title page. And the illustrations and the coloring are just that, what a lot of us love, those colors, you know, that we really love, the way they used to print stuff. So you got some scrapbook paper, and then I just made several tabs in here. Some of them are sewed on, this one's stapled on. And then there's a little cluster here that I just paper clipped in that you can put wherever you want. And this flips out. This is a mixed media tea-dyed paper. Should be fun to stamp on, or, you know, whatever you want to do. Paint on, you can paint on that. And then just a little tab with buttons on this page. And then here is the copyright. So this gives you a blank page here. I put a couple of these sleeves in here and actually made a little, like what they call journaling card, project life card. There's a little tag with a witchy stamp on it. Another stamped image. This is a little printable from, I think it's free printables from the Graphics Fairy. And then on the back of that, there's another little journaling tag I made on 31. Then here I just did a little tab with the Happy Halloween with two of the witches from the Tim Holtz people. Left it blank on the inside. So even though when I count a page in here, like this I'm counting as one, okay? But it's really, if you look at it, it's really 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, okay? So keep that in mind because there's a lot of flips in here like that. And then this I counted as one page, okay? And this is two pieces of a fairly thick lined paper that I tea-dyed. This came from a college book that I had, notepad, and this writing paper is thicker than the average, you know, composition book paper. So I put two of them together and stitched it. So you've got a pretty thick surface here, but then it's a pocket as well, here and here, okay? So you can tuck things down in there, or you can, you know, put big tags with pictures. You know the drill. Anyway, and then there's a pocket here with just a, that's just a piece of cardstock I cut like a tag. Another flip out, stitched another little scrap piece of paper on there from what I was using in here. Here's another little tab, just a circle with a little cat that came from one of the paper lines that I was using. And then there's some stickers down here. You can see that. There's a little sticker down here that says Halloween. Then inside here I had this. This is almost like a leather type fabric. It's not super thick, but it's not, you know, super flimsy. It's like that Harlequin pattern. So I just stitched around it and then I glued the pocket in there. So there's plenty of space. Like there's plenty of, I decorated. I did quite a bit of embellishing, but I didn't embellish it where I feel like you can't do your own thing with it. Now this is a parchment paper. It really almost feels like a vellum, like in between a parchment and a vellum, in a gray. That's really pretty and really nice to write on. This is I put a paper clip on this side. A piece of vintage, let me see, ledger that's got the writing on it, and I just folded it so you've got, you know, a couple of places there. And then on this side, I made a paper clip. And down here, I don't know if you can see this, it says witches dance and then vanish. It's one of those little Tim Holtz stickers on the bottom. So there's one paper clip. There's a couple of paper clips in here. Book page. This is just some lighter weight cardstock. And I took some of that this is a finer tool, and made a pocket here so you can see through it, and then just stitch the little skeleton. And then here's another little piece that I just clipped in for you. You can move it wherever you want. And you can see this, this lays pretty good. You know, you got, it lays pretty flat, even though it's a little chunky when you open it up. You've got, you know, easy to work in, and then of course you can pull things out. So that's what makes it really great. Love this paper line. I still had some pieces of that. So I just put a little circle. I just punched that. Made a little pocket here. A little tag I had in my stash with a stamp that this is like a white embossing powder on that. And then this one, I think this is a graphics fairy too. So you can use those as little journaling spots or for pictures. And then this is another little embellishment, little cluster that I stitched, but I paper clipped it so you can move it where you want. Some things I put in permanent, some things I didn't. This is another, I think this was the other fly leaf page that I folded up and just made a pocket. Left it blank so you could decorate it, and just put a couple of little Tim Holtz. Those are identical. I don't mean to do that. But, little Tim Holtz tags that I cut out of the paper. And then this is a little ticket tag that came from the Graphics Fairy, and I printed a bunch of these a while ago, and I backed them on like a lightweight chipboard, and then put cardstock on the back. So you could actually, these would be cool to punch a hole, make little tags, you know, little journaling spots, you know, on the edge of a page as a tab, you know, for decoration. Another, trying to make sure I stay in frame because this book's big. So another big piece of scrapbook paper, and I just stitched a pocket here and a tab up here. And I also think this would be really cute too. You can put little clusters up here, or you can put little buttons up here. I just didn't want to overdo it. I kind of wanted to, I mean, I did a lot of work in here, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want to overdo it. I want to give you space to do your thing, you know, kind of get you started. Look at the quilt on her bed. Look at that. And the water, the wash pot. I love this book. It's really cool. You really need to sit down and read the story too, if you get it. So this is another piece of really nice cardstock in the green. And I put a little pocket here. And here's another little, this is that same little mummy stamp, which I think is really cute. And what I did with him was I stamped, and then I colored him in with the white, and I colored the pumpkin and the little dog. And then on the eyeballs, I don't know if you can really see it, but on the eyeballs, I put like glossy accents on there. So when you, and the pumpkin, you see that? Anyway, I love this little stamp. And then the back is this little, is index card. So I made a bunch of these last year because I love doing stuff like that. And then I have a ton of them left, so. I just did some hand with my white gel pen to show you kind of how you can, you don't have to have a sewing machine. This is what I used to do a lot before I actually got the sewing machine, and I really like the look. So I did a lot of lining on some of the pages with just my white gel pen. This is some music paper that I tea-dyed. And what I did was I folded this page up and just flipped it over here and stitched around, made a pocket. And then inside I took Tim Holtz packaging, and I just put a little strip of paper here and a little brown paper bag. This is like a wrapping paper here. I left this here, so it's that kind of slick surface, but you can still write on it, or you can put a photo here, and just made a big tag with it. And then I stuck a little spider web charm right there with a bulb pen and a little cluster down here. I could sit and make those things all day. I love making tags and stuff. And you can see that you you can tell that this paper is super nice, and the really pretty aging on this book. And I love how they did black and white and color. I like the way they used to do that. Another little scrapbook page with just a little tab up here. This is a regular tea-dyed paper, not the super thick. Did a little fabric tab with a vintage button. Love those green buttons. Some Tim Holtz paper. Now, I will tell you that I had some other smaller books that I did last year, and I just never did anything with them. So I thought, well, you know, there's no sense in leaving that and letting it go to waste. So I'm repurposing some of that. So what I did was I took, so just kind of a little tip on how you can do stuff like this if you don't already know, and I know a lot of you already know this, but so this was the page, and it was, I guess, about 5x7 or 6x9, something like that. And it already had holes punched here. Well, I didn't want that smaller page, I wanted a little bit bigger, so I took a strip, like I showed y'all in my extension, how to extend pages, and folded it over and stitched it. And you don't have to stitch, you can just use glue, and gave it, you know, that extension of the page, and punched the holes and added it in here. And I have a whole nother page for here. So I did that. I did something different on another page. You'll see in a minute. So here's another big scrapbook paper with another tab up here. More of the book. Another scrapbook paper with a little fabric tab. More tea-dyed paper. I got a little off on my hole right there, just a little bit. And she's serving customers pancakes, her blueberry pancakes. Here's another one of the writing tablet papers. Oh my gosh, my brain always goes dead. And I did the same thing here, only I stitched around the whole thing. I left a pocket, gave you a pocket here. Okay, and then put a little tab up there. Did the lining of the paper here. I love how this little cluster came out, and I just glued that in and made a little pocket. And there's another one of those little tickets. I like that one. I like that it came out. And it says Secret Black and Midnight. Just a little envelope here. There's nothing in there. This is a little paper clip I made a while back with this little wood witch. Someone had sent me a little bag of these that had ghosts and witches and skulls in it. And I just made a little paper clip out of it. Put a button on the back. Another piece of scrapbook paper. My sewing machine went a little crazy right here. So that's kind of wonky, but that can be covered up. And then here's another, let's see where I'm at in time. Yeah, this is gonna be a long video. Oh well. So I made some more Project Life journaling cards, however you want to call it. Put another little sleeve in here. I'll try to speed it up. Kept these two pages together because I just love that image. Here's another one of those pages that I repurposed, and I just created some tabs and punched the holes. And then there's a little DOA tag in here, and another little graphics fairy image that I backed on some paper, so it's a little bit thicker, and a little cluster here with the pumpkin. Did the same thing with this pumpkin. I put glossy accents on some of the little on the eyes and the nose and mouth. Another little tab here with a little witch sticker on it and some fabric. Stuffed you some little fun little goodies in here to use throughout the book. Another tea-dyed. Just stitched this little. These are stamped pumpkins that I made a while back too. I stamped them and colored them cut them out. Another little fabric tab. This page, I just folded it and then I extended it. And I was trying to get it even. I didn't quite get it even, but I don't know, I like it in here, so I left it. And then just an envelope that's clipped in here. And I left it so you can do what you want to with it. This is out of that really pretty Tim Holtz Halloween paper. And then here I made a hidden paper clip. I'm all over the place, I know. I hope I'm not making y'all dizzy. I made a hidden paper clip here. Okay, so this is one side, and it's got a little cluster, and then the tag. And then on the back it says Wonders of a Witch. Okay, and then this is the other side is this little envelope. I just put a little black cardstock in there for a journaling card with a little button on newsprint. And then this just clips in like that. I thought it turned out really cute. Those are a lot of fun to make. Some, this is like an acetate that's in that Tim Holtz line of paper. It's an 8x8 paper pad that was in my stash. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Another piece of cardstock with just a little tab. And another music page with one of my paper clips that I made last year. Another little half page, and this is a pocket. And that is it. So this was really a lot of fun. A lot of fun to make. I had a good time doing this. And I hope, you know, if you're interested, it will be in the shop, or it's in the shop. And where am I at? Oh, I'm at 22 minutes. I was going to show y'all some other stuff, but I'll cut it off here and I'll do another video. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by and watching, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you're new and you're not subscribed, please subscribe if you like what you see. And I appreciate you all. Thank you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Hope everybody has a great day. Bye.